Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. So today we are doing a full face of first impressions. So I have a mixed bag today. I have stuff from SheGlam, I have stuff from Made by Mitchell, I have stuff by Colourpop and Morphe, and so I thought I would accumulate them into one video. So we're going to start off with a foundation. So SheGlam have just released a new stick foundation, and in the past I've never been a big fan of stick foundations. I just don't like the way that they glide on my face. Just the feeling is always a little bit icky, but I saw on their website that they came out with a new foundation, and I really like their previous foundations, the balm one, and also just their other like foundations in general I really enjoy. So I thought, let me pick this one up. And they also came out with a brush, so like a face brush basically. So I picked up both, and I've always wanted to try like this before, like brushes like this before, because it's made for that foundation essentially. So I have the shade Porcelain, and this is a Skin Magnet High Coverage Foundation Stick. So we have always been on the market for high coverage foundations. When I saw that this new foundation is full coverage, I was like, we need to try it. And to be honest, it was not even £5. It was like £4 something. I might have to put the price up here. When I've opened the box, it has like a little instruction booklet in case you need some advice on how to put on foundation maybe. But yeah, it just kind of tells you a bit about the foundation itself. So like I mentioned, it's high coverage, magnet-like strength. I'm not sure how that kind of works, and it has a blurring effect. And this is also a guide as to how many shades they have. I mean, they kind of have this on their website, but I mean, it's difficult to shade match yourself, especially when SheGlam don't have any actual physical stores to go into. So yeah, it says apply a primer, swipe foundation stick over chin, forehead, blah blah blah, blend into skin with a brush, sponge or fingertip. So I'm obviously going to use that brush. The brush itself only costs like a couple of pounds as well. So this is what the component is. It's a nice kind of plastic component. I'm never too bothered about what components look like. So yeah, like I mentioned, this is a shade Porcelain, and I just kind of went for one that I thought like probably would work best for me, because again, I'm not too great at shade matching. So we're just going to test this out. I haven't found a primer on already. I use my Studio London Soothing Matte Primer, so this is nice to kind of get my skin nice and hydrated, because my skin is very dry. I'm a bit under the weather, so I was kind of like, I need a primer that's going to kind of keep my skin nice and plumpy. So let's get this on and see how it feels, because it's been a while since I've tried any stick foundations, because again, I'm not the biggest fan of them, and how they kind of emphasize my pores and how they feel in general. So that's kind of like a generous amount, I hope. And so yeah, I kind of like the diamond-esque or whatever it is, the shape of this. So I'm going to kind of blend this in and see how it works. I'm going to kind of, yeah, because what I'm afraid of sometimes is when you put on foundations with like stick-like effects in this brush, is that it starts to kind of peel away, or that it just won't blend out. So I'm going to hopefully see what this is like. It's not giving me much coverage, to be honest. I need to add a bit more. That's the thing. I don't like going so overboard when it comes to like a first few layer of foundations, because I've just learned in the past that, like, you know, first time just use the least amount and then just kind of build it up, because I don't want anything to be too cakey. Like I said, I just want it to kind of look a bit more natural. So this is kind of like a second layer, and see how it works. Not surprising, because everything is straight away on TikTok now. But I was kind of intrigued, because I've always liked buying from SheGlam. I know that's not the most ethical thing to say, or the kind of best thing to kind of be purchasing from them. Okay, so I put on like a tiny amount more, and it's just really emphasized all my dry spots on my face. So my nose is extremely dry, and kind of like my top lip. So again, I mention this every time I kind of put on makeup or that I try new foundation, is that my top lip is my most problematic area, but not all foundations actually give me much dip there. So it's just slightly starting to separate a little bit. I mean, I have my fan on because it's a very humid day today. It's not a sunny day at the moment, it's a humid day. I've put on like maybe almost 3 layers, and that's going to be more than enough, in all honesty. I honestly don't feel like I can put on any more. That is starting to flake off a bit because I can tell it's definitely dry, is very dry. So maybe in the future, for the next time I use it, I will just use maybe like a dewy primer or something that will make my skin just a little bit not as matte, because I feel like maybe using a matte primer might not be the best step. So now we're going to go on to concealer to hopefully give a bit more coverage, and I'm trying the new Made by Mitchell concealer. So this was released part of his kind of like 12-hour TikTok-a-thon or whatever it was that he was doing, where it's just, yeah, I've mentioned it so many times. Every time I talk about Mitchell, I mean, like, every single week it's like he's coming out with something new. He's doing so many like different things for TikTok, and that 12 hours like thing that they did, I couldn't watch all of it because I'm not really that invested, but I watched quite bits here and there because I was at work. So whenever I was on break, I thought I would check it out, and then towards the end of the day, when they kind of released everything new that they were getting, I picked up the concealer. I also picked up one of their like new lip liners. I'm not going to try that today because I thought it was like a lip product that you can use all over, because it's kind of like a lip tint, but I want to use that in another video. So I'm actually going to use this concealer. So this is the brightening concealer in the shade IBR2. So he also came out with a foundation. I didn't pick it up because, again, I recently picked up his tin, and that was pretty good. I mean, it's not my favorite tin in the world, but it's still something quite decent that I will use during the summer. So the concealer I got on, I literally got the stuff like the next day, like pretty much every delivery that they do, and I got it for like £7 or something like that. It was such a interesting day of like discounts and stuff. They were doing a couple of things for like £1, and their blushes for £1 and stuff. But I just picked up this and the lip liner essentially because I don't need anything else, to be honest. So I'm going to test out the concealer, and it's very pale. It is very pale for me, but it's a brightening concealer, so that's the important thing. Oh god. Okay, the doe foot is massive, and it's just kind of gone everywhere on my table. That's great. So we're just going to take some kind of on my lid, lower lid, and where else are we going to put this? And my skin has been pretty decent recent considering how hot it's been in London. So this is like, I'm filming this on a Sunday where the past couple of days it's been bloody hot. So my skin has been all over the place. Like I mentioned, I've been under the weather, so I've been coughing and flu, and dealing with the heat while pregnant as well is not exactly the most fun, but it's not the hottest yet because people are asking me how I'm dealing with the heat, and in all honesty, I know the weather is going to get much worse, so I'm kind of preparing myself as much as I can, because I know, without being like bleak or anything, I know the weather is going to get much worse, so I'm kind of preparing myself as much as I can. So this concealer is very pale for me. It is without a doubt a very brightening concealer. I think coverage wise it's okay. I don't know if we're having issues because of the foundation, because it is kind of just dry. I don't know, my whole face is just super dry. I might have to put on kind of like a setting mist or something to kind of get my skin a bit more awake, because it is super duper dry at the moment. I'm just going to keep blending it. I'm not going to add any more because I feel like it will just look too cakey. Okay, I mean, it's doing okay. It's not not done anything, if that makes sense. It's definitely brightened under my face, so I definitely look like I'm slightly corpse-esque, which is okay. Again, it's just very dry, and I think it is because of the stick foundation, because again, whenever I think it might just be my skin type, or it might be like my pores get very emphasized every time I use like a stick foundation. That's why I don't really buy them that often. But so far, we're looking okay. So we're just going to go on to blush now, and I have the new Euphoric Rush. I think that's how you say it. I could be completely wrong. Morphe 3-in-1 Silk Blush, and I got the shade Intoxicated. So I recently did a video where I talk about brands that don't excite me anymore, and I did talk about Morphe because genuinely their stuff does not excite me like it used to, and I think a lot of people might feel the same. But it's been a while since they've come out with anything that I've liked the look of until they came out with these. And obviously it's the season of blushes, and everyone is obsessed with blushes right now, and I just really wanted to try it because, number one, I like the design. It looks pretty cute. I mean, I like the kind of swirly effect of it, and by looking at the videos it looks like quite a nice blush, to be honest, and I might have gotten quite a deep shade, but again, I like to use different shades. So we're just going to test this out. I'm going to use a brush. You can buy sponges which are made to obviously be used with these, but I'm just going to use my own brush because I didn't buy the sponge. I really felt like I didn't need to get them because I think the blush itself was very expensive. I managed to get it at a discount rate, but I don't think I would have paid, because I think this is like £17. I probably wouldn't have spent that by itself if I didn't have kind of like a discount on that. So this is going on, not going in, going in very nicely. Why did I say going in again? Going on very nicely. It's very, very balm-like. So if you use too much, it will look ridiculous. But I've only put on like a small amount. So it's like a buildable, buttery, smooth cream blush that primes, hydrates and blurs for a natural, energized rush of color. So I mean, it's definitely those. It's very pigmented, so again I use the smallest amount and I blended it in, and it's given quite a nice glow. It's made me look slightly more alive than it did. I'm not going to add any more because I know it will look too much. So I kind of feel like that's a really nice shade. They did come out with about 4 or 5 different shades, and I just felt like Intoxicated was probably the nicest one for me to choose. Okay, and now we are going to go on to eyeshadow. So I'm going to use one of my Colourpop Mystery 3 palettes. So I'm going to use the Baby Got Peach. If you haven't seen my video from my Colourpop haul, check that out. I'm going to be using the lip kit today as well, but I basically got a mystery bundle of 3 eyeshadow palettes, and this is one of them, clearly, and I just chose this one at random because I just thought, yeah, let's just get that. I did prime very quickly off camera with my Urban Decay primer. This has literally run out and I need to buy either a new one, or if anyone has any recommendations for a good eyeshadow primer, please let me know because I really like this. But even for a small one, it's like £15, and I'm kind of like, I don't need to spend that much money, even though I don't think I've ever found such a good eyeshadow primer in my life. Apart from this, it's so good. So if you have one that is kind of like this but a bit more affordable, please let me know because I will get it. So this is the Baby Got Peach palette. This is not a new palette by any means. It's quite an old palette, but I thought I would just bring it out today because it's one of the 3 new palettes that I have. So we're just going to do something simple today, and we're going to go in with the shade Ochre. I don't know what that means. OKURR. I don't know if that actually is just how you're supposed to say it, or if that is an abbreviation of something. So let's get this on. I haven't purchased anything really that new from Colourpop in ages. They have come out with these new blushes that look exactly like the Rare Beauty ones, which is quite interesting because those Rare Beauty ones are absolutely stunning, like the liquid ones. and the packaging is again so similar. If I ever make a future purchase to Colourpop, then I will probably buy one of them. It's just that I've said so many times that they now I can't afford to spend £60 just to get like free delivery. There's like a website called Beauty Boxes by Tammy that do occasionally get a lot of the new Colourpop stuff. So if they ever get them, you don't obviously have to pay that much. You just have to pay like whatever their UK shipping is, which is probably never as much. So let's go in now with Half Baked. So that one is kind of like, it's a mixture, this palette, of kind of brown tones and kind of like goldy and stuff like that. Not that I'm very good at description, but Half Baked is going to go in my crease, and I'm just going to deepen up this bit here. I'm going to go in with Perky, which is a very light shade compared to what Half Baked is, but I want to make it a bit of a wing. I do have a new liquid eyeliner that I'm going to use, which I'm very excited about, but I think I just need to make something here to kind of bring it up, so it's not going to be too deep anyway. I'm now going to end on a shimmer. So we've got this glitter shade, which I'm not going to touch. I don't like these glitter shades at all because they've always said that they're not eye safe. So I'm going to keep away from those. So we've got Get Even, Ready or Yacht, and Glaze It. I think Get Even is probably the one that I'm going to go for because it's kind of like a shimmery, well, it's a shimmery peach, to be honest, which I guess is the whole point of the palette. So well, let's just kind of tap this in. Oh, that's cute. Okay. I haven't really done many kind of like orange peach looks like for a while, just because I haven't had any palettes that are kind of within that type of realm. So it's kind of a nice shade. I mean, this palette again is not new by any means. It's just one that I just kind of saw and I got part of the mystery bundle, I think, because they were just trying to maybe get rid of them. Like I said, and because this one is still plastic and now they're kind of gone to like all the cardboard ones now. This is obviously one that they haven't really gotten rid of before, but this palette is fine. I mean, I like Colourpop and I really like their formulas. They occasionally have issues when it comes to their matte shades, like their shimmers are always pretty stunning, and I think sometimes their mattes might be a little bit kind of lacking, but this one is totally fine. So let's go on to eyeliner, and I have this one which is a little bit bougie, but I wanted to treat myself, and this is by Lisa Eldridge. So this is her Kitten Flick liquid eyeliner, and I love Lisa Eldridge. She is a very talented makeup artist. If you haven't heard of her, she has her own makeup line now, and I have about 2-3 products by her, and I've tried a couple of like samples whenever I've bought stuff, and her lip products are amazing. I love her lip products. They look amazing. I mean, there's this new one that she came out with recently which I would love to try, but again, they can just be a little bit pricey. So this eyeliner itself, I mean, I think by itself is about £26 or whatever. And she also came out with a mascara at the same time as well. But I don't use mascaras as much as I use eyeliners. So I use eyeliners at least 90% of the time when I do a makeup look. And I really wanted to give it a go. So this is just a nice felt tip. I love felt tip eyeliners. I can't do like gel ones and all that stuff. I'm just not very good. So I'm just going to get this on, and the precision, I hope, is good, because the affordable version is the NYX one, NYX Professional Makeup. Their Epic liner is so freaking good. Of course, it was going on really nicely, and then I messed it up. I think I slightly blinked and it went everywhere. But you know what? It went on so nicely. It doesn't jolt. It doesn't kind of stop working. And I think for this price, it shouldn't do that anyway. But when it comes to Lisa Eldridge's like makeup, I've only ever heard good things. And again, I've only used her lip products, which are freaking amazing. Like I have 2 different lip products. as much as I would like to buy more. I mean, I have like third product now, so and she also has a skincare line and stuff like that. So yeah, let's move on to the lips now. So we've got the Colourpop little duo that I got. So there's the So Juicy lip liner and the So Juicy, what is it called? It's a plumping gloss balm. So we're going to start off with the lip liner. I got it part of the bundle because when they come out with all their like lip liners and lip products, they always make a bundle, which I really like because I just like to always get both products. So this is in the shade, what's this one called? Mocha Latte. So this is much deeper than what the look is going to be today, but it's fine. We're just going to go for it. It smells really nice. I don't know why. It's got like a chocolate vibe to it. It smells like chocolate. I know it's like mocha, um, unless that's just my brain thinking of food, but it smells really nice. Okay, that's really nice and smooth. I don't know if I've ever tried Colourpop lip liners before. That is a really nice lip liner. I'm not going to leave it like that, I promise. So now we're going to go into Berry Spritz. And I don't know if this is a weird bundle, but I hope it works well because I don't want it to look pretty stupid. So it's another like clicker pen, and every brand is coming out with them. Everyone's slowed down on them for now. So let's see. Let's get this on. Okay. Um, I have gone way overboard. Okay, this is kind of not the lip look that I was going for because I look insane. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to look because of the two shades, but I know I've gone way overboard. Let's just take my hair out. I've gone way overboard with the lip liner. I think I kind of noticed that as soon as I put it on because I like to go ham without actually realizing. Um, and the lip balm gloss thing itself is really nice. It's not super tingly just yet. It's got a subtle feel to it. So this is my finished look. Everything looks fine. I think the only issue I have maybe in the beginning is the foundation. Like my nose is looking horrible. Like it's looking so dry. But again, that could just be either the primer that I used. My skin type is very combination, so sometimes it might not work, especially in the heat or the fact that I've got a fan on. Who knows? But I will try it with another kind of primer. We'll see how it goes. The concealer is nice. Again, I think it's settled in nicely. It's not really creased. It's creased a little bit, but that's just going to happen because my lids are just like whatever. About the blush is very nice.
Okay, so this is no surprise while I'm editing this, but I didn't realize that my microphone had actually stopped working. I'm just kind of talking about the rest of the products that I like, and again, I think everything has gone together really nicely. It's just the only issue I had was the foundation. So let me know what you guys think because yeah, I kind of fell in love with this look, to be honest. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. As usual, please don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. I really appreciate you listening and watching my videos, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye guys.